Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut. And joining me today is Shomik Chakrabarti and Bharat Ramraj. Yesterday we saw the second T20I between India and England, and it was Varun Chakrabarti who stole the spotlight somehow, coming into cricket, into the circuit after 3 long years. But taking up 2 wickets, and like Shomik said, in the words of Shomik Chakrabarti, schooled Harry Brook after that smog incident. Shomik, I'll go to you first. You were telling me a brilliant story about Englishmen and how they always have some excuses come up. They always have some excuses come up with. But you need to tell me about the story again. The smog. Now,
Yeah,
now what is it? What will it be in Chennai after Varun Chakravarti completely schooled the Englishman?
yeah. Actually, it used to be the Masala Prawn at Chennai. 1993, Graham Guji's team did that. It was smog in Calcutta. Then they lost the test. Azaz scored a brilliant 100. And then they went to Madras and they were down with Delhi Belly and they blamed it to Masala Prawn. And for the third test, when Graham Guji's men went to Bombay, they ran out of excuses and India clean swept the series 3-0. Now, in the first game, see, the thing is that uh, un- as long as you are not picking the spinners from the hand and you are trying to pick them off the deck, you will suffer even in AQIs below 50. So that is the thing, right? Yesterday, first game in a smoggy Calcutta, Brook was done in by a wrong from Varun. He was bowled through the gate. Yesterday, almost an action replay. He was bitten in flight, he was bitten by the turn and the bounce, and in a smogless Chepak, the same fate suffered the same fate. And that is the thing basically. Yeah, thankfully, as of now, they haven't come up with any other excuses in terms of losing the second game. But they're patting their back for putting up a brave fight. And yes, they played good cricket. We have to accept the fact that they played good cricket and the game went down to the wire. But Varun, the way he has been bowling, jokes apart and sarcasm apart, the way he has been bowling, I do believe. I mean, maybe hindsight gives you an advantage, but I do believe the selectors have probably missed a trick by not including him to the Champions Trophy squad.
But taking from that question, we have to talk about Varun Chakravarti. He's coming back after a long break. But at the same time, the way that he's bowled yesterday, picking up 2 wickets, giving away some 30 odd runs, what do you think of his emergence once again? We've seen Varun Chakravarti come up the ranks, disappear, and now he's back again. And like Shomik said, did India miss a trick by not putting him in the squad for Champions Trophy? What do you think?
Yeah, I guess India missed a trick. See, Varun Chakravarti is currently at the peak of his prowess. Even if you look at how he bowled in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, he went from 88 kilometers per hour to 113 kilometers per hour. That kind of pace variation used to used to display in that particular tournament. So sometimes you would bowl 88 kilometers per hour, look for a little more of side spin, then you would look for a little more of overspin at 100, kilometers per hour. So speed range was something like 88 to 100 kilometers, 113 kilometers per hour. So that itself tells he's at the peak of his prowess. Even how he bowled to Brook yesterday in the first game. Granted that Brook didn't pick him. Yesterday, he definitely picked that Googly, but what happened there was he changed his line. He changed his line from slightly outside off and got him bowled. That again tells you he's a thinking cricketer. And when it comes to bowling smarts, obviously he's at his peaks. Yeah, he has a lot of attributes going his way. First of all, he's quicker through the air, and when you look at the angle, and you look at the angle that with which he bowls, even with his variations, not just his wrong and even with his variations, he doesn't give any room for the batters to free his arms. So that is a second. Obviously, he's quite a tall spinner. For a spinner, is quite tall and high arm action. So he gets a little bit of overspin on the ball. But with time, these days he's imparting even little bit of side spin, which we saw in the Vijay Hazare Trophy. So he's expanding his game. Also talked with his coach once, Pratibhan, excellent spin bowling coach in 2023. Alongside Sriram, both of them I talked with, but Pratibhan is an excellent spin bowling coach. and he told me how he has worked on Varun's spot bowling, that is basically hitting a good length area time and again. So all these factors make him a good bowler, not just in excellent bowler, not just in T20 cricket, but also in the 50-over format, which we saw in the Vijay Hazare. So I guess India could have taken him because he's someone, a genuine wicket taker who now has the control. Not his variations, you leave it. He doesn't bowl the carom ball much at all these days. If you notice, he's concentrating more on two, three variations, and he's concentrating on control, a little more of overspin when needed, a little more of side spin as well. So yeah, we someone understands his game really well, and they should be playing in both formats, shorter formats. Hello,
Am I back?
yeah, you're back.
Okay, sorry, I've had a bit of a connection issue over there. But Naman, similar question to you as well. Looking at Varun Chakravarti's bowling yesterday, especially against Harry Brook, he was really, really struggling there. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Uh, Gargi, Varun Chakravarti's performances for India, I mean, this time around, I mean, in recent past has been nothing short of spectacular. His uncanny ability of outfoxing batters with his deceptive variations, like Bharat sir put it. He has a lot of variations. He uses them under pressure. He delivers, and in fact, in white ball formats, he has been very economical for India with timely breakthroughs and everything. If we go into the Vijay Hazare 50 over format, he took 18 wickets somewhere around with an average of 12 something, and with a best bowling figure of 5 for 9. So I mean, Varun has been delivering in white ball format consistently, and I feel that there is somewhere that India might miss him because he's one of those mystery spinners who can bring that special, that fine margin that might be required for India to overcome certain situations. And Varun is that kind of bowler who can deliver in these situations, like bamboozle the batsman with his mystery spin abilities. So there are India already picked their spinners, and I mean, I feel that there's a similarity in Aksar and Jadeja, and India could have chosen one of them out of one of them and gone with Varun instead. So yes, Varun would be missed.
Shomik, Naman brought up a point there that he has been across formats. He has been, sorry, for his recent performances has been really good when it comes to Varun Chakravarti. But right now you're looking at two different formats. You're watching a T20 series, and you're talking about a Champions Trophy, which is a 50-over game. So do you think at that point questions if now that there's no chance of him coming in, but if there was, wouldn't it be again, you're mixing formats and you're taking uh, performances from a T20 and putting the player in a 50-over game?
Before that, Gargi, Varun's comeback has a fascinating backstory. He was picked up for the 2021 T20 World Cup. I was there covering the tournament, and I saw at close quarters how basically um, uh, I said at the start of the show that Varun schooled Harry Brook in that tournament. Rizwan and Babar Azam schooled him. They used their pitch. They used the sweep to good effect, and Varun was taken care of. They took basically the Mickey out of Varun. Any whatever mystery he had, that went out of the window. And then he was done for 3 years. He had a very good IPL last year. Gautam Gambhir, after I think if Gautam Gambhir wouldn't have been the India coach, he wouldn't have made the India comeback. Now Gautam Gambhir brought him back to the India fold. He, as of now, in 9 T20 Is, he has taken, after coming back, in 9 20 Is, he has taken sort of 22 wickets. In South Africa, and what those three follow years, what he did, and Varun said that to us during a press conference that I went to S. Sriram. and I completely changed from being a side spinner to an over spinner. Now, side spin is completely shunned. He told us at a press conference, and now I bowl over spin. What happens? The thing is that it was not a overnight thing. He said I had to do it in local tournaments, Sad Mustaq Ali Trophy, Vijay Hazare Trophy, TNPL, to get that kind of confidence. And Sriram was monitoring him. Sriram is an excellent spin bowling coach. Now, when he came back, we saw, I mean, the way he has been working, the his mind is he is getting ahead of the batsman. He's always ahead of the batsman in terms of outthinking them, and that is the key. There is a school of thought that Varun, he is a he although he has started looking after his batting over the last 6 7 months under Abhishek Nair, he is still a mug with the bat. He is one of the weak links as far as fielding is concerned. But the counter logic is, if you can make such an impact as a bowler, if you are such a genuine wicket taker, then who cares about batting and fielding? I mean, one you can carry at one player who is completely one dimensional if he is giving you important breakthroughs. And you asked me the question about the transition from T20 to 50 over cricket. It's not that Varun is a one format cricketer. Varun regularly plays domestic cricket, and domestic cricket is very tough. I mean, we got a very fresh evidence the way the stars have been brought down to earth in the last round of Ranji Trophy, right? And it is very tough. And what happens in those domestic cricket? The majority of matches are played on smaller grounds, and it is very challenging for the spinners. So from that point of view, this Vijay Hazare Trophy, Varun played 6 matches, took 18 wickets, including a couple of 5 fours, and his economy rate was around 4 and a half, something like that. So, um, I will go. I mean, the Harbhajan Singh said this, and I think he has a point that the Indian spin attack for the Champions Trophy is a bit one-dimensional. You have picked left arm finger spinners. A wrist spinner would have been better. And Varun is someone who can bowl wrist spin, and he can also bowl finger spin. So from that point of view, but the Champions Trophy squad selection reeked of a defensive attitude. They loaded with all-rounders. Jadeja, I mean, Akshar Patel is your number one spin bowling all-rounder in that format, and Jadeja will also be there. Isn't that a luxury? Maybe, I mean, we don't know, because Jadeja is a very good cricketer, but at the end of the day, in when the conditions could be a little dewy, two left-arm finger spinners could be a luxury, and maybe Varun would have been a better choice, maybe. But we have the advantage of the hindsight. Also, we have to take into account of the fact that this Champions Trophy marks the end of a cycle. So from that point of view, maybe the selectors didn't want to rock the boat. The 2023 World Cup squad, they sort of retained it. Maybe in the next cycle, the likes of Barun will be considered.
Shubhayan Chakravarti also joins us. Shubhayan, obviously, we're talking about Varun Chakravarti. Did Indian selectors miss a trick by not picking a spinner for the Champions Trophy? But we'll head to the comment sections for a few comments there. Priyanshu is saying no use of three finger spinners. Akshar Jadeja, Washington. Why not add Varun Chakravarti as an attacking option? Shubhayan, your thoughts?
No, I completely agree. I completely agree. No need for three finger spinners there, and you won't be able to play all three all together. And then Varun Chakravarti during the 21 T20 World Cup also, he was made a scapegoat. He was not. Firstly, he was not fully fit. He had a knee issue, and I remember it was Diwali, and the entire team was on off that day, and we were 6 7 reporters at the ICC Academy, and that was Diwali night. So we thought we will have an off day, but suddenly we received a message that the Indian team will have an optional training session at the ICC Academy. So we all went there. And what we saw seven support staff and Varun Chakravarti. No one else. Seven support staff and Varun Chakravarti. Varun was giving some fitness test and was just going through his fitness drills and nothing else. 1.5 hours of just Varun Chakravarti and his fitness drills. But he did not bowl too poorly in that ODI in that T20 World Cup is what I felt. He was India's most economical bowler. Yes, he did not get as many wickets as he would have wanted or the Indian team would have wanted. But he was India's most economical spinner with a rate of 5.6 or something like that. It was below 6. But he was made a scapegoat. Rahul Chair, he bowled far better than what Rahul Chair bowled in that World Cup. So, but ultimately he was dropped. But good on him that he went back to the domestic circuit, played the IPL for KKR, picked up wickets there, picked up wickets for Tamil Nadu in white ball formats, and has made his way and has broken the door literally. Of course, he was his case got stronger as soon as Gautam Gambhir was added into the mix as head coach of the team. But he has done nothing wrong to be not considered, and he was talked about in that Team India selection meeting. His name was discussed at length. But ultimately, maybe due to the demands of the selectors, or maybe because if you play Kuldeep, Varun, Shami and Bumrah, or either of Arshdeep or Shami in that bowling attack, then the tail gets a bit longer. That is the only concern when you play all four of them together. But again, if you have a bowler like Varun Chakravarti who can and Kuldeep Yadav, very two attacking bowling options who can pick you wickets in the middle overs, then why not add him? Why not add him and go all out with the ball as well? You want to go all out with the bat, but why not go all out with the ball as well? So that is what I would like to see. And now with Nitish Reddy picking up this side strain and getting ruled out of this five T20I series, then I won't be surprised if he ultimately, Varun Chakravarti ultimately replaces Nitish Kumar Reddy, because you won't require a Nitish Kumar Reddy and a Hardik Pandya together in Dubai conditions. So that could be a likely option. But again, with five spinners, will you go? That is also something which needs to be considered. And if we talk about the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy or Vijay Hazare Trophy, he has done exceptionally well for Tamil Nadu, and now he's continuing to do so for India colors as well. So economical options, variations, wicket takers. I think it's a no-brainer, at least in Dubai conditions where definitely the spinners will have some sort of assistance. Varun and Kuldeep bowling in tandem, I think that would be a great attacking option for India in middle overs, with the luxury of having either of Jadeja and Akshar Patel in that mix as well.
Shubhayan, you still remember that optional training session on Diwali night? I
Yeah.
remember what happened after that. Gautam that took me to Bad Dubai to celebrate Diwali night. But on a serious note, I think Shubhayan and Gargi Shubhayan, I think this entire team selection, we are talking about being aggressive, being Barun being an attacking option, but it reeked of a defensive mindset. Given that although it was a different format, but that batting implosion in Test cricket had a trickle down effect also. Maybe they are a bit iffy about how the team's batting will perform, and that's why they have loaded it with all rounders, and the batting with batting all rounders, sort of far too many batsmen in that side. So from that point of view, it's a defensive mindset, which could be a trickle down effect of what has happened over the last 3 4 months.
Absolutely. Valid points there from Shubhayan and Shomik. We'll go back to more questions in the comment section. Bharat, you take this one. Crick Info is asking. It's not about flashy innings and 200s that Tilak played in South Africa, but innings like yesterday, which requires maturity and game awareness that make him a lock for 2026 T20 World Cup. Agree? Do you agree, Bharat?
Yeah, obviously he's a lock. The way he's playing, he's someone who can play different games. He's someone who can maybe look to rotate the strike, farm the strike very well, take the innings, take it deep into the innings. That is what he did yesterday. He didn't press the panic button when India kept losing regular wickets. He just played calmly. He understood that if India played 20 overs, they would win the match. That's what basically he did. So he took it to deep into the innings and won it for India. So that itself tells you he can play differently according to the situation of the game. Something that we saw when he played against Jofra Archer as well. He was able to play all those shots, even behind square on the onside, and that particular shot, which went over fine leg or wherever. Uh, the kind of expression that Jofra Archer displayed after he played that stroke tells something about his burgeoning potential, tells something about his immense skills. But again, the way he formed the strike as well, the way he rotated the strike, that also is an indicator, gives an inkling about his ability to play in a slightly different way. So it augurs well, not just for T20 cricket. Here is one cricketer who can perhaps play across formats with some success. Yes, I understand there is nowadays people tell that you have to identify cricketers according to the format and ensure that that particular cricketer, for example, Surya Kumar Yadav, he doesn't go on to play Test cricket or some other format, only goes and plays T20 cricket. But here is one cricketer who won't just succeed in T20s, but most likely has a good chance of doing well across formats in the other formats as well.
That was on Tilak. More questions here. Sports fan is saying Varun Chakravarti is just a normal spinner. It's just that England doesn't know how to play spin. He will struggle against Australia. Naman?
I will tell.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a
sure.
quick thoughts on it.
Yeah.
See, I don't know who is it, but is I think currently the best spinner in world cricket when it comes to T20 cricket. I genuinely believe that. Think of the factors that Varun Chakravarti has or possesses. First of all, he gets that little bit of bounce, high arm action, pretty tall spinner. And also, if you saw in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, as I noted, he was imparting even a little bit of side spin. So he has those two factors. Then, as I've noted, he's worked with his coach Pratibhan a lot. So he's improved his spot bowling or basically bowling on a good length spot time and again. So and the angle the kind of angle that he creates, it's very difficult to hit him through the line or hit against or what can I say across the line. So these things he has. So he has the control, he has that bounce, that overspin, he's imparting a little bit of side spin, leave alone his variations. Is someone whose control currently is really, really good for T20 cricket. So it would be very, even if you notice Harry Brook yesterday he picked that googly. First match he didn't pick, yesterday he picked. But because he was quicker through the air, that little bit of bounce and how he changed the line from outside off, he got it to spin and clean it up. That ball would have cleaned a lot of batters, even batters who are perhaps better against spin than Brook. A lot of batters to have cleaned up. So that itself tells something about his class. Australia, whoever it is, if he bowls like how he's doing, even Klaasen kind of at times struggled a bit against him, and he is a good player of spin. So whoever it is, if in this zone, if he continues to bowl in this zone, he will trouble a lot of batters, not just English batters.
Let's take final couple of comments from Naman and Shubhayan before we close the show. Dhanush here is saying Kuldeep flopped in 2022 World Cup final and 2024 T20 World Cup final. Varun better than Kuldeep in white ball. Naman?
I won't say that. I mean, I am not going to compare anyone here. Varun is better than Kuldeep. They both are different set of bowlers. They both have different style of play. They both try to use different variations. Varun being having more variations in his arsenal, but uh, players flopping or not flopping, that's part and parcel of the game. Some day they do perform, they exceptionally perform well, and some day they have an off day. That's a different matter. The matter is about consistency, and both of these players have been consistent throughout the white ball format. Kuldeep getting sidelined due to an injury, but he has also been good for India over the past couple of years. And Varun, the question being Varun, whether we should include or not, Varun should have been included at some. I mean, I believe that he would have added a better option for India. But just comparing these two set of bowlers is not something you would do. They both are completely different in their playing style.
Let's give the final comment to Shubhayan. There's one on obviously Champions Trophy. KP saying all three Pakistan stadiums aren't looking ready. Why isn't ICC shifting the event entirely to UAE? Just 3 weeks left for Champions Trophy. How is ICC expecting stadiums to be ready by then? Quite a long question, but Shubhayan, we've been discussing about this also for
Let
a very
Shomik
long
the
time.
answer this. Let Shomik the answer this. He has a smile on
Shubhayan,
his face.
sorry.
No, I mean, Mr. KP, I don't know his full name, but whoever he or she is, this tournament is not moving out of Pakistan. I mean, let's be clear about this, that the tournament will not move out of Pakistan. Uh, Pakistan, they are in an 11th hour hurry at the moment, especially as far as the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. Seat installation is only half complete. Seats installation is only half complete. I mean, getting into the Gaddafi Stadium, Daniel Rasool came up with a brilliant article on Cricinfo, going to the stadium. And in that article, Daniel said that even getting into the stadium at this moment in time is a challenge. Yesterday, Pakistan Cricket Board sent a mail saying that we would be Lahore would be hosting the first two games of the upcoming tri-series involving South Africa and New Zealand. Now, he said the first practice session will be done on 6th of February, while the first game is on 8th of February, which means, which we have been saying all along, Gaddafi is not going to be ready before 5th of February. It is not going to be ready because, to be fair to them, the work is progressing at a breakneck speed. But at the
Hmm.
same time, a humongous amount of work still needs to be done. So the fact is, Pakistan knew that they would be hosting the Champions Trophy for the last 3-4 years.
Hmm.
Only in August last year, they started preparations. I don't know the reason for the delay, why there were, if there was a France crunch or whatever it is. Actually, this is the Jugat culture. This is down to the Jugat culture, which is pretty prevalent in this part of the world. So it is down to that Jugat culture. Pindi is all done. Pindi is okay. Karachi is nearly done. Rahul, Lahore, Gaddafi, the job is only half done. But rest assured, the tournament, barring the India matches and and if India are qualifying for the final, the tournament is not moving out of Pakistan because the ICC, the whole things in ICC, cricket is not like FIFA. I mean, ICC is not like FIFA. Cricket, only a handful of countries play, and it is like a sort of, I mean, it is when you have a family quarrel, you try to deal it within the family. It's stuff like that. It's a very small circle. So ICC doesn't work like that. So from that point of view, it is, unless it is absolutely necessary, the tournament is not moving out of Pakistan and it's not going to happen. And but the biggest sufferer, especially in Lahore, are going to be the cricket loving public in Pakistan, because they will fix the VIP areas, players enclosure, and all that snazzy areas. But the paying public, they will not get, they are unlikely to get the basic facilities, and once again they will be taken for granted.
That's the biggest shame of if this if the stadiums are not ready. That's the biggest letdown for the fans, and it always is. But with that, I think we can call it a day. Thank you so much, Shomik, Bharat, Shubhayan, and Naman, for joining. We'll be back at 5 with Boria sir, so don't forget to join us then. Thank you and